Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good whatever it may be whenever you're tuning in, but welcome to the Brunch Gimmick here on Love Wrestling. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you in advance for liking, subscribing, all of that sort of good stuff. I found out that like 20%, Lawrence, of people who tune into our streams or our live content or our matches or anything that we've got here, less than 20% are subscribed. So there's room for improvement, friends. Yeah. I also, before I ask you how you're doing, Lawrence, the reason that I took a little bit longer there on the intro, I've just read, have you heard this, that Montreal is about to have an all-night liquor district?
What now? Is this true?
I am just reading this on BBC News, that following the source, BBC News, following the footsteps of Berlin and Tokyo, venues in a new all-night district in Montreal's city center will be licensed to remain open and serve alcohol through the night. So it's a very good day, Lawrence. It's a very good day. How are you?
I am great. Had a...
Better now.
Yeah, better now. But also that seems exhausting. Like, man, the employees in that liquor district are no bueno. I've like who's there at 6 a.m.? Like,
that's the thing. At some point, it does become a little depressing. But, like, I don't know. If you're continuing a night, like I could see this working for like bachelor and bachelorette parties, but I can't see it being like valuable for someone to be waking up at 4 and being like, let's head down to the lick district. Anywho, whoop-de-woo. This is the Brunch Gimmick. We're loosely going to chat about some professional wrestling. It was a good week. This Roman Reigns fella, Lawrence, I don't know about you. I really don't know about you, but I think he's got a bright future.
Nah.
I think he's got a bright future in this business.
I guarantee Roman Reigns is going to be a jobber. I tell you that right now. I bet all my money.
But they've made him look so strong. Yeah. No, I finally was catching up on SmackDown this morning. Catching up on SmackDown. That was a better way to put it. I was out last night at Pumpkin Drublic, the NoFX music festival that's going around. So I'm going again today. Shout out because Descendants are playing today. So second show. But yeah, I got to see Adolescence yesterday, which was rad. The Circle Jerks were there. And then obviously NoFX. We broke a barricade in Edmonton, though. I will say that. And there was about a half hour where NoFX was just stage bantering for a little bit, which was fun till it wasn't. And then it was fun again. You know what I mean? Anyways, so finally I was catching up on SmackDown this morning. I don't know if they could have like hoped for any better with Roman Reigns' return. Like the reactions he's getting are absolutely fantastic, obviously, as expected. But like, man, that guy just elevates everybody around him. Because even for me, and I think I'm speaking for you a little bit here, and if I'm wrong, tell me to get, kick myself down the curb here. But like, man, Solo Sikoa, it was not hitting. And second Roman Reigns comes back, like, how many times has the bloodline angle like felt like it was dipping and then kicks right back up? So it's exciting to see, man. The business is a better place with him in it. Did you watch SmackDown last night? Have you had a chance to collect your thoughts?
Yeah, I did. I quite it was definitely the blast of energy it needed. Because, like, now, especially with Solo losing the title shot, there wasn't much place he can go for there without Roman. That's why, like, I definitely felt he needed to return at SummerSlam. It's
Yeah.
because there was the definite build. Now that Jimmy's apparently ready to come back, you've got a few months build to potential Survivor Series and eventually Royal Rumble and WrestleMania to tell the further story of, like, the Civil War and Roman coming back for the title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's got to be like
Yeah.
War Games. There has to be the
Yeah.
War Games match, right? It just lines up too perfectly. What else are you going to do? Like Roman and Solo in the singles. I don't know. Roman would win. What do you do with Solo from that point, right? Like you
Yeah.
got to find a way to stretch it out. So I don't know. I really hope, I really hope that we get a 5-on-5 because the only thing that I pray for is that we get Sami Zayn and Cody Rhodes as your honorary bloodline members. Or we're going to get Cody and Gunther, which I would also be very okay with. Because ideally, I'm going to be seeing you in a couple of months here for some WWE events over in Vancouver, British Columbia. That's going to be a fun one to plan around, though. That's also a Love Pro Wrestling weekend, so I might have to take a couple back and forths to Vanc. Anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Sami Zayn, now that he's lost the title, I think that would just be such a fantastic fit if you're going to do the 4-on-4. And if you do have a 5-on-5, obviously Hikuleo, by all reports, has been signed for the better part of the last month at the very least, right? So if you're looking for him to get in there a little bit, there's an opportunity. But yeah, it's that much better of a television show now. It really is. Now, is Cody Rhodes a Raw guy, or like how's this work now?
No, I think he's still SmackDown.
Okay. I'm just yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind. I was gonna go somewhere with that, but I would have been entirely wrong, as though that's ever happened before. Speaking though of Cody Rhodes, I'm excited for a KO Cody Rhodes little run here. I really hope that this leads to a Kevin Owens heel turn. I think it's about time. The guy has been such a fantastic babyface for the last little bit, but it's the same sort of way as for me when Sami Zayn was running heel that whole time. Like he's a fantastic heel, but you certainly know what he's better at 10 out of 10 times in my personal opinion. So for KO to sort of go back to the dark side of things, I think would be fantastic. It opens up, I think, a lot of opportunity for him maybe to go after, the United States Championship. It has been how long since he's held singles gold?
Yeah.
Like it's been the Face of America run, right?
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to beat Cody by any means. Don't get me wrong there, but like using that as the impetus, going after, again, the United States Championship. I would love to see Braun Breaker and Kevin Owens mix it up too, if we're being real selfish with things. I think that'd be an absolute goddamn hoot. But yeah, for Kevin Owens to get the opportunity to championship, him and LA Knight, I think would be fantastic, both on the mic and in the ring. And selfishly, just get some gold on KO. I saw a guy last night in a Kevin Owens shirt. There's nothing like a bonding experience when you see someone else in a wrestling shirt in public. Because I wore I was in a JP Warhorse shirt yesterday. There's no better bonding experience. There really isn't. I also saw someone who was in a shirt that said "The Man," but I did not get the chance as we were in the pit. Not a very good time to say "I love your shirt." You know what I mean? Doesn't really work all that well. I'm sore, dude. I didn't realize how sore I would be after that shit. My everything hurts. Like going in like this, I'm not excited to take the dog for a WALK because I got a feeling he's gonna pull. He was very pulley yesterday. So we'll see. This is gonna be a tough one. Yeah, I guess any thoughts on SmackDown? Any thoughts on that from last night? Otherwise, I could keep rambling. I always tend to do that.
I completely agree that I think it's time for KO to turn heel here because he is sort of spinning his wheels. Like they keep throwing him back against the bloodline. They're just creatively he needs something different. I do love that he's the champion of wrestling continuity. By being the one to point out, no, I shouldn't have a title shot. I've been losing recently a lot. This makes no sense. He's always the one, firmly grounded in reality in professional wrestling. It's he hadn't had to be, talked into it because he didn't want Roman to get a title shot.
Yeah. Man, Kevin Owens is one of the smartest people in professional wrestling for stuff like that. He's the only one who realized that it was Elias. He was the only one. But yeah, which is weird to say, spinning your wheels when you're heading into like very likely. Well, he won't main event in the nicest of ways, but like Gunther and Orton is going to be the main event of that show.
Yeah.
Which it's going to be actually fun, like a fun way to put it, but like that'll, I think, for me, start to be the real start of the Randy Orton heel turn, because just based on the reaction he's going to get, Randy Orton's going to be playing a lot of the heel in this thing, I would have to guess. Right?
Yeah.
So to sort of switch it up from there, to start to see the dark side a little bit too, which is again a really weird way to put it, but everything is wrestling and everything is Star Wars. I think that like you can't take the title off of Cody until there's the Randy Orton feud. I really don't think you can.
Yeah. Like
right?
It's either Randy or Roman. One of those two are taking it off him, or The Rock. There's like three, like potentially.
If The Rock takes the title off of him,
yeah.
You know what? And I was thinking about this. I can't remember if it was yesterday or the day before that I was watching back that documentary that they did on WrestleMania. So like after that, started to get into like the YouTube spiral, and it is still one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. Where it was like, "Can I hold your belt?"
Oh yeah. Just
you
my belt touching fetishist.
Oh my god, that was the weirdest thing ever.
I like the feel of leather on my bare chest. Let me feel it.
Can I hold your belt? You can hold mine for a little bit if I can hold yours. Like what?
Let's make eye contact while we do it. Never break eye contact.
Sorry to remind you of that, dude. I really didn't mean to. For that reason alone, I don't think The Rock should be the guy to take the championship off of Cody. I digress. He if he would have taken the title off of Roman, because like when the sort of like couple of weeks there where it was going to be Rock Roman, like if he had taken the title off of Roman, that would have made Roman just look dumb. I don't think, and I mean this in the nicest of ways, I don't care what a giant you are. You're not. It's just not feasible for me. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Dude's like, what, 50-something? And obviously in incredible shape. Look at me. This is by no means a critique. Yeah. But I don't know. I don't like the idea. I don't like the idea of The Rock being the one to take it off of Cody by any gosh dang stretch of the imagination. What I would hopefully do is have Randy Orton win the championship from Cody and have Randy and Cena at Mania.
Yeah.
For Cena to potentially break 17. Because I know it'll only be the 15th title there for Randy. Don't get me wrong. But, like, man, I think that would be just a cool way to do it. Like, does it need a title? Not necessarily, but I think they've got to give Cena an opportunity within this last year to win 17. And I think he will.
Yeah, like I think especially this week, it was highlighted again that, like, especially in the Bloodline storyline, the WWE Championship, like, they don't need the WWE Championship in there anymore. The title of the Bloodline is the most, like, they tease it again with, was it, not Tongaloa, his brother. Tama, like, grabbing the lei off the floor and staring at it for for a solid 15 seconds before handing it to Solo on the outside. Yeah. The fact that Roman was trying to like dive after it or trying to grab it himself, like that's the most important thing, right? Like they don't need
is being the head of the table, is
being the head of the family and being the one representing that family.
Roman still looks weird without the title. Like it's an odd thing to see. Roman Reigns coming out alone and Roman Reigns without a championship is just it's still odd.
I'm
you
excited.
Usually have that for the first few weeks after like someone wins or loses a championship. Though I remember how weird it was after Drew McIntyre lost the title to Lashley. Not Lashley. Was it Lashley?
Maybe.
Who'd McIntyre lose the title to? Because I know he lost. I remember he lost it again at lost the rematch at Mania because MVP literally just at Drew McIntyre. Yeah. It distracted him and Bobby Lashley hit the spear. Sometimes. I love this industry, and sometimes it's for the laughs it gives me. The real World Wrestling Championship is the friends we made along the way. Right? Yeah. Right?
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you. Wanted to pick your brain on what you think Tony Khan's most important announcement in AEW history is.
Yeah, it's got to be like maybe the Dallas. Didn't they talk about doing a Dallas stadium show? Coming up, that rumor was being tossed around.
Maybe.
So
I think it has to be the TV deal.
that too.
I think it'd be.
Like he's been in France with like the executives too, like during the Olympics. Like hey, it
France
has
with
to be closed by now. It's so weird that like it's been like back and forth. Like it's closed. It's not. Like the
I don't know, and I don't know nearly
yeah
enough about like TV deal rights or anything like
yeah
that.
exactly
But like, I don't know. Like it feels like it has to be a done deal, but at this point, the
yeah
fact that it's not is a concerning thing. I always compare it to like hockey negotiations. You know what I mean?
yeah
Like when Matt Tkachuk hadn't signed a contract, you started to get a feel, and then eventually the guy's gone because he hated being in Calgary. Yeah, he hated being in Calgary. Don't celebrate the fact that that guy won a cup. He did it. He beat the Oilers. Jerks. So yeah, I'm gonna throw that in your faces. But I would have had to assume, and I'm assuming now that like the fact that the biggest announcement ever, you know, even again with my limited knowledge of it, Tony Khan's always said that like their plan as far as a company, 5-year goal was this TV deal would be something that turned them into a profitable company,
yeah
right? That seems like it would register among the most important, because like I don't know, it's gonna be a weird thing, like a weird way to put it, but like if you're gonna do, I don't know. I feel like if you announce that this is the biggest show, or you use Dallas as the example, if you do announce this is the biggest announcement in AEW history, you automatically knock All In down a peg.
yeah
You know what I mean? I feel like it'd be like, oh, why would I go to this show now? Because this is the bigger one. This is the one we have to go to. And whether or not people are going to go to both, like they'll still do well for ticket sales. But I feel like in just perception wise, I don't know. I feel like it would sort of knock it down a peg, especially being this close to it. Maybe you close out All In by announcing the Dallas event the same way that they did for All In last year,
yeah
right? We're bringing All In to the States or something like that.
yeah like I feel like All In's got to be their big stadium show every year. Like
I think so. I don't even think the big stadium show, but
show
I think they'll do two.
yeah that or like
Because
Double or
was it supposed to be
Nothing.
February or March they were talking about Dallas?
Yeah
So like even just using WrestleMania's timeline, right? Like a couple of weeks before WrestleMania, a couple of weeks after SummerSlam, you've got enough time to be booking the long-term stories. Sales wise, you're not going to get hit. You might even take like you won't. It's WrestleMania. You're never going to take a cut of it. But like you'll take advantage of the fact that there will be people who will go to again, All In just theoretically in Dallas rather than WrestleMania. Just WrestleMania will always sell out. It's yeah.
yeah
You're not ever going to take a cut, because if people choose to go to AEW, then people will buy those seats.
yeah
But yeah, I'm hoping it's the TV deal. I hope there's something along the lines of like, and again, it just makes so much sense to be on Max. Like I hope they've got somewhere for like the AEW archives and previous
I was gonna say that.
pay-per-views and anything like that. Because I would pay for a subscription like that like nobody's business. Thankfully, here in Canada, we've still got the WWE Network, and then next year when Raw moves to Netflix, just with the way the Sportsnet deal works, like we're gonna get Raw, SmackDown, PLEs, or I would assume archives, I should say. Like all of that is going to be on Netflix,
yeah that's
right?
just
So I
way
can
more
full on
convenient.
cancel my cable subscription next year,
Yeah
which is kind of cool. Sorry, TELUS. This is going to be the way you find out. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna do the same thing. Honestly, I was gonna move everything to like Netflix and maybe like one or two other like TSN Plus or something. For
I was going to say I'd have like
ads.
like probably Sportsnet Plus, just because then you can watch the Oilers games and that. Because no matter
Yeah,
what, we get the
football.
CBC. We get the CBC. We got hockey night. Can't deprive us of that.
Our hard taxpayer dollars going to the CBC, as it should.
Hey, if it gets me hockey night, I'll take
Yep.
it. But I would have to assume it's the TV deal. Dallas, I think, would be a good thing. It can't be a signing. I don't even think, in the
No.
nicest of ways, there's anybody that's like a free agent right now that would be that level of a marquee.
No, like they're like the only people that are coming up are like uh, with Bobby Lashley, his contract's coming up, but like he,
Let's just wildly speculate the
yeah,
Becky Lynch debut.
yeah. Oh my god. After sort of, although no one in wrestling actually fully retires.
No, that's the thing, man.
Yeah,
Dory
like
Funk Jr.'s wrestling in like 2 weeks.
yeah, like Becky, like at least at the end of her, I don't think she's at all retired. I think she's probably taking some time away. Like,
No.
and she's going to be back. Like, I think it's inevitable. She's either more than likely going to show back up in WWE at some point.
Yeah. I've got absolutely no doubt. There was no possible way.
Yeah.
Again, the thing is for me is like retired, okay. And like there are certainly situations where I thought people were retired and then they came back, right? Like Edge, there's an example. If you retire due to injury, chances are you're done. But like Becky Lynch in no way, shape, or form has wrestled her last match.
No.
Like just that for me is an impossibility.
Yeah.
So she's not retired. If Wayne Gretzky was going to play another NHL game, he wouldn't be retired. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, yeah, Becky Lynch in AEW would be very, very interesting. Not going to happen. Absolutely not going to happen. You throw the bag at Becky Lynch. Have her show up in TNA. That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
Go straight from, and this ain't by any means a shot, but go straight from like Tatum Paxley to Becky Lynch.
Like, although they made it clear that it's sort of like their WWE's sort of using TNA as a way to get some of the like the younger NXT people.
Oh, and I love it.
Time. Yeah.
I think it's great, and I really do think it benefits everybody, right? Like getting these people who really, and again, I've just always been of the belief that you got to learn from as many different sources as you can. So sure, the Performance Center is a great training center, but if you got the opportunity to go and learn from some wrestlers who maybe came from outside of that school of thought, like you're only going to benefit. You're really only going to benefit in the long run with that, right?
Yeah, like just, and on the like inverse, just look at the massive upside for Joe Hendry. Like he's got his own section on Peacock now. He tweeted that out. There's a Joe Hendry.
Joe Hendry is working for TNA, working the Indies,
Jeez.
working NXT, training at the Performance Center. That's wild.
Training with Natty too.
Yeah,
like
that's unbelievable.
Like he has gotten himself so over in two companies, and like they legitimately he's done so much NXT that they had to give him his own section of Peacock, of the Peacock site. Like it has worked out like phenomenally well for him. Like I'm hoping we see more TNA and different TNA talent show up soon. Because
I think you will.
Yeah,
I would be shocked if you didn't, to be honest. And I still stand by this until this TNA partnership is done or whatever. Like Natalia's going to show up there. I will guarantee coming out of this. There's just too much to her and Jordan Grace have gone back and forth like weekly since the Royal Rumble. Like I think that would be a perfect spot for her to show up. Morning, Nathan. Good to see you. Good to see you, Omar, as well. Yeah, I would love to see some more people starting to cross over. But I do love the fact that they're keeping it, like they're still keeping it special. You know, I've loved what they've done with Wesley and the Rascals. I think that it's been absolutely perfectly taken care of. They sort of serviced a couple of things that I think needed to be taken care of, both storyline-wise and then personally-wise. And then the Wesley turn. I quite like it. It's always, and I can't remember who tweeted it out, so please excuse me. But like, it's like final stage NXT is like, well, you have to turn heel or you have to turn babyface. Like him and Roxanne Perez, perfect examples. They're going to be getting called up sooner rather than later, I would guess.
Yeah, like I feel both by next year. Like
the second Roxanne loses that championship, she's main roster bound. Like the second, there's nothing else for her to do there in the best of ways. There's a reason that she was on the Raw after Mania.
Yeah, like she's dead. Like definitely destined for the main roster sooner rather than later. Like seeing her when we were in Toronto, that really fun match. Like she's definitely main roster ready. Yeah,
her and Lyra at I still call them takeovers, but at the takeover there before WrestleMania. Like again, fantastic match between that and then of course the frickin' triple threat of three big dudes. Like Obafemi just rules so hard.
Yeah.
Please put him everywhere. Have him show up in TNA. Have him show up at my house. Like, man, this dude rules. Man, I love me some Obafemi.
Oh, man. Like, I think that the TNA match, which a lot of people have talked about potentially happening, was going to be like Obafemi versus Speedball, which would be like a crazy mix of talent.
Man,
Like,
that spot with Jake something, I still have to catch
yeah.
up on TNA from this week, to be quite honest with you. It's been a busy one. We're building towards, actually, in just 6 days' time, Lawrence.
Mhm.
And I don't know if I've told you this yet, but in just 6 days' time, we've got a little gimmick here at West Edmonton Mall.
Oh, yes.
Love Pro Wrestling is running the first ever event at the historic West Edmonton Mall Ice Palace, featuring Rob Van Dam, Gigi Ray, the Voros twins, Jasmine Allure, all of your Love Pro Wrestling favorites. Tickets are still available, but that's not going to be the case by the end of the week. So grab them before they're gone. Come hang out. It'll be lit and fun time. Anyways, there's my cheap plug. So I still have to catch up fully, but Jake something, man, that guy is something special.
Yeah.
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 Yes.
The first one to
he
say
did
it. Ladies and gentlemen, the first one to make that joke, Spencer Love. Congratulations, Spencer.
I'd like to thank my fans. Without them, I wouldn't be here. My parents, without them, I literally wouldn't be here.
I'm just
Cerveza Cristal, of course, the official sponsor.
I'm getting word now. They are flying from Paris, France, to award you a gold medal. They are
Excellent.
on their way.
Well,
Congratulations,
then it's
you
just
just
me.
won Canada's newest gold
It's
medal.
just me and what's his name, like Phil Wizard, that just
Yeah,
won
the
in
Wiz,
breakdancing
let's go.
yesterday. Shout out to Canada. We're fucking unstoppable in breakdancing.
We are the best breakdancers in the world. I don't think they're doing it the next Olympics for obvious reason.
I will straight up say this. So I have probably never been. I always enjoy watching the Olympics. Don't get me wrong, but it feels like these ones, like, nobody really made that big of a deal of it, to be honest with you. Like, there wasn't a lot of advertising going up at, like, I didn't remember that there were Olympics until I saw, quite literally, Obama shaking hands with the national basketball team. And I was like, why is he? Oh. And now here we are. This is probably my favorite Olympics so far, between the fact that we're now dirty cheaters, which Canada never is. It's nice to be the bad guy every once in a while. And the fact, I shouldn't even say the team. The team themselves aren't cheaters. The coach is a cheater. Let's stress that. Let's stress that right.
That's what really pissed me off, was that, like, FIFA came down entirely too hard on the players, who you have no idea what happened. They're just getting coaching information from their coaches. They have no idea it's stolen. Like, they have no idea if where the information's coming from, or if they actually applied it. And they got docked 6 points. They almost like a surefire elimination, which they fought through and qualified for the next round.
I was going to say, the fact that we even got through is nuts. Is absolutely nuts. So with that heavy asterisk, and it always applies, now that we're dirty cheaters, and the fact that we're the best break dancers in the world, like, get real. What else could we ask for? Really? What else could we ask for? And if they don't bring breakdancing back, if Canada goes 1-for-1, I want that mentioned at my funeral for some reason. You know what I mean? Spencer was always a big Phil Wizard guy. I found out about him yesterday. But I've been a big Phil Wizard guy my whole life. I should make sure that's his name. Is it?
Well, it's his, like, name? Breaking name. They have, like, the Australian girl was Ray Gun.
That is my favorite thing.
Yeah. Like,
I don't see how they can't afford to bring back. You have to bring back breakdancing next year. You have to. With this much traction behind it? Come on. It's probably like some of the most viewed stuff from the Olympics this year.
God, shout out to her just doing her best. And
the fact is, and I don't know, so I don't know how true this is. Welcome to our weekly wrestling talk show, by the way. The thing that I really hope is true, but cannot for the life of me verify, is, like, apparently she just kind of used this and told the Australian government that she was a breakdancer, so she could go to Paris for 2 weeks. And, like, if that's actually the case, I next year, guys, I don't know how you qualify to breakdance in the Olympics, but I would love to breakdance in the Olympics. I'll dive, I'll sprint. I just want it. You know how people say, like, oh man, you know what? Every Olympic event needs is one normal person, just to show how tough it actually is. Yeah. Ray Gun is that normal person, and she's a fucking hero for it.
Yeah.
I said it. William Hung vibes? Nah, see, you know what? I disagree. I really disagree. I think William Hung was just a traditionally bad singer. Whereas Raygun, for me, she's a hero. Genuinely, if she just used this for a vacation, she is a hero, and I don't use that word very lightly.
Yeah. Like, get that money, go to the, like, they weren't putting up, like, there's clearly no one competed against her for that spot.
My favorite quote of the whole thing, I don't know if you saw the interview, but my favorite quote is she says, "All of my moves are original." And yes, that is the greatest thing you could possibly ever say after that.
Sorry, you were the first one to do this?
Yes.
Every dad in the world
Lawrence
will sue you.
Oh my God. I had a good conversation with my dad yesterday about his new lawnmower. Like a good 20-minute conversation. It was great.
Is it a riding mower or is it like just a regular lawnmower?
No, you know what? It's one of the new electric mowers, which is nice.
Ooh.
So, yeah, we were talking about the batteries versus the benefits versus yada, yada, yada. So it was a good chat. Shout out to Kevin Love, which is hilarious. That's my dad's shoot name. And he's not the basketball player. He was not over at the Olympics. Did the U.S. win yesterday, by the way?
Yeah.
I would have to assume they did. Damn it.
I
had money on France.
both, because literally it was the first time it's ever happened that in back-to-back days, it was France, United States, both in the men's and women's final.
Sick.
And like just like an hour ago, United States, who have won 63 straight games and 7 straight gold medals, like just won that game by 1 point. And by 1 point, I mean centimeters, because the French girl hit a buzzer beater that would have tied the game, but her foot was on the line, making it a 2-point buzzer beater.
Over the line!
Yep. As the game ended.
There are rules here, Lawrence.
Both
the foot's over the
games.
line. If their foot's over the line. Anyways, what events do they got going on today?
They just wrapped up everything. The women's basketball's the last one. The closing ceremonies start like in 2 hours, like at 3.
Oh, is there going to be another metal band playing?
Oh, I hope to God, just to piss everyone off again.
Where am I at here? Olympic closing ceremony. We're going to see what's going on. Just let us know what's up, France. And where's the next one? Oh, somebody got arrested climbing the Eiffel Tower. The next ones are in LA.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be quiet.
They are adding, which I'm interested by, flag football is being added. So all the NFL players are trying to get their way.
Like advocate to go to the Olympics?
Yeah, to play flag football.
Now, I'm admittedly fairly ignorant of the sport here. I'm not a big football guy by any means. But like that seems like a sport that would be a lot like basketball, where most countries would sort of have like 1 or 2 really good players and the United States would just dominate. Am I wrong in that assumption?
Like, I feel Canada can do all right because we've got, like, the CFL doesn't get credit. Like, a bunch of players who have gone from, like, the NFL to the CFL. I admit it, like, the CFL is a lot harder than you think it is.
Yeah.
Look
how well Ricky Williams did here.
Yeah.
Or like Johnny Manziel.
Yeah, former Alouette great Johnny Manziel.
Sometimes our league's very odd. Like Bill Goldberg. Bill Goldberg played in the CFL.
The Rock played in the CFL.
The Rock, Roman Reigns. Yeah, technically The Rock played. Nothing. You got 1 photo out of it though. That's sometimes all you need. Anywho, Boris, why are you mentioning the chili peppers? That's the tattoo here. That is, and that's also Charizard and El Generico. And maybe a new one soon.
Ooh.
I've got the itch. Shout out to Anthem Tattoo. Anyways, Lawrence, can you vamp while I pull up the match? I haven't done that yet. Vamping.
In fact, you mentioned Jake something. I'm going to be going to C4 this Friday, and he will be part of the C4 Fighting Back show.
Sick.
I'm very excited about that, including Dijak. That I think it's either going to be main eventing or like sometimes they put it in the middle. Look up at Dijak versus Speedball.
That'll be fun. That'll definitely not be crazy. Absolutely not. Hey, former Edmonton Elk Roman Reigns. If the Chili Peppers are playing the closings, that would make sense because, and actually, Lawrence, I don't know if you knew this, but the Red Hot Chili Peppers are famously from California.
I honestly feel like they should mention it more, especially in their music.
They're pretty quiet about it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Red Hot Chili Peppers, famously from California. If you hadn't heard, now you've heard. That would make all too much sense. Are they actually? Hey Siri, who's playing the Olympic closing ceremonies? Fuck off. Siri's not listening to me all that well today. I didn't pull that match up. Sorry, you started talking about wrestling.
Yeah.
For the first time in like half an hour.
Half an hour, yeah. Which, by the way, speaking of people who sung at the Olympics, Celine Dion talking shit about Donald Trump was absolutely perfect. Like, don't piss off a French-Canadian woman is all I'll say.
No, don't do that. I'm trying to find where I am. This is the rough cut of the match.
Yeah.
And therefore, or glasses for this show, as you can see.
Nerd.
I can't see a thing without my glasses.
Whatever, nerd.
I broke a pair of glasses last night, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah. Were you wearing them in the mosh pit?
I was wearing them. I was wearing them in the mosh pit.
See, what you need is what my brother used to wear when he played soccer in the 90s is the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar goggles.
The wraparound goggles?
The
that is the
goggles.
coolest thing I've ever heard. Oh my God,
my brother used to get those from Costco. He used to have to go to the Costco optometrist.
And just get like a set of wraparound shades and go and hit the pit.
Soccer.
Oh, glorious. That seems like a perfect idea. Or get like one of those Rip Hamilton face masks.
Yeah.
See, there you go. You think I don't know basketball. I was a subscriber of Sports Illustrated Kids for about 6 years. I still remember those Buzz Beamer comics. There you go. There's a shout for you guys. Anywho, this was from LPW CWS 16 last month at the Rec Room South Edmonton. That's our Thursday night events. Of course, we're partnered with the Clandestine Wrestling Society. For those of you who don't know, tuned in, they're the place to be. They're the place to train as far as it goes for Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Shout out to them. They actually yesterday just had their first kids camp. So I believe the ages were like 8 to 10, 8 to 11 or so. But just coming in and like learning how to do lockups and all of that sort of stuff, which was rad. So
that's awesome.
Hi, Rip. Yeah, so go and support them if you're in Edmonton and come and check us out on the final Thursday of every month. Because these tickets, if you haven't come out to a Thursday show, they're just $10. They are quite literally the most inexpensive wrestling ticket you'll find in I believe, Alberta, for sure in Edmonton. So come and check them out. They're always fun. And here we are. I also need to turn the volume down. I realized that as I hit play.
Yeah.
Contest is scheduled for one fall.
Yeah. Look at fucking Razor Ramon here.
Yeah.
And you can hear me in the back if you watch this actually on the YouTube channel after this. You can hear me call him Razor Ramon, and that's why he popped. And I thought, haha. These are just like, in the best of ways, a little bit more casual than our Friday night shows.
Yeah.
Like, especially for me. Usually I try and look more handsome, but I just wore a sweater. Actually, that sweater I'm wearing there, here's a fun little Love Wrestling inside scoop. That sweater right there is from Prohibition, which Zach gave me because it was too big for him. And he got it in like a free gift bag. So, yeah, that's a lime or olive green Prohibition sweater. Straight from Montreal.
The store on St. Cathy Street is owned by PCP Crazy Manny. I think they're
is it?
Cathy. Yeah.
I am so interested. I've never had the opportunity to meet the man. That being said, I've only been out to the Montreal the one time, right? Luckily enough, I got to meet pretty well everybody else there, though.
Yeah.
Casanova, Erica. There were a couple of other people there.
Yeah, there are a lot of people there, but also I was pretty drunk by the end of the night.
Yeah, it was a quiet and laid back day.
Yeah.
Very quiet and laid back day. Rip has like 3 of his like not old, but like 3 of his peanut butter Kongs in here. And none of them have anything anymore, but it's been nice that I haven't had to go down and get him like anything else to snack on while he's here. Just keep switching back and forth with these. You're good. That person there who's worshiping Michael Richard Blais is Nathan, who's in the chat right now.
Oh, look at that.
You know, that championship is it's our oldest championship. It's the first championship we had in Love Pro. But that is still the original title. Like, we've gone out, obviously the Scramble Championship is the first of its kind. So, we got that. Tag team titles, currently undergoing a redesign. Grand Championship is obviously on the second version. And yeah, Challenge Championship is our like oldest title.
I remember that started out as a Picks Championship.
It did.
Before LPW.
It actually did. And
LPW.
Biggest reason for us, yeah, exactly. So when we switched it over to a wrestling championship, that was actually, ironically enough, hi Rep, Taryn from accounting is the first official challenge champion. Rep, stop. And she is still our longest reigning title holder, like ever on any championship, because it was 316 days that she held the title for. Hell yeah. But yeah, between that and then I believe they're at about 260 now for the tag titles. Let me fact check myself there. Yeah, I believe TFA is I think our longest reigning overall title holder.
Like between multiple belts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Business just picked up. And the accounting business is good.
Trying to click a search box on any website on your phone is a difficult task, so please excuse my wait.
MRB knew it was good for him. He'd probably just lay down here, right?
There we go. Tag team championship.
Definitely in the middle of fucking with my phone to try to get me to get a new one. Because it's slowing down a lot.
Huh? 261 days. Look at that math right there, brother. It's like I'm a promoter. But yeah, so 261 plus 316. Because Zoe has about, I think it's 278 with the Grand Champion. No, 273 with the Grand Championship, and then 180 with the Challenge. MRB had his 2 runs with the Grand title. Larry's 2 runs with the Grand title. And then everyone else is fairly recent. Canadian Goose is within the month. Mars is within the month. Eli Surge within the month. Where do I land on the lineage of that belt? As far as the Challenge Championship, TFA is the first champion with, like, on the wrestling end of it. Like, myself and Parrish both could say we were Challenge champions, but no, it officially debuted as a championship at Change the Game, so that's where we sort of go with it. If Parrish had won, he would be the first there, right? At least that's sort of the way that I've always sort of judged it.
It's hard to conjure up the courage to punch your best friend in the face. Another big shoulder tackle. Taryn hit the canvas hard on that. You can see her already favoring the back of her head and couldn't get a 1 count.
Is that you?
I mean, that's
a weird sound.
From accounting. Let MRB show her up.
This show was really, really fun. Just the way that the bracket was ended up. A lot of these were like partners or friends or anything in between going up against each other in the first round. Like Zoe and Reed was an absolute blast. Wolf Boy and Goose was a lot of fun. No, I will never give myself some credit. I am not a wrestling promoter that is going to just put a title on myself. That seems silly. Especially when I can't wrestle.
I don't think it's ever happened where a wrestling promoter has put themselves over. Not at once.
No, and especially all of them can wrestle. Yeah, I really enjoyed this match. It was these Thursday shows are a lot of fun for me, and like again, they're a lot different vibe than the Friday night shows. For these, I love the fact that people get the opportunity to really test themselves with these ones in a very different way than the Fridays, you know?
Yeah. Like you get different matchups that you wouldn't usually see TFA versus MRB on a Friday show usually, because they are on the same team. So it's a cool stylist like matchup to see like what if right now they broke up.
So you could tell the video screen was having issues last show, what with it not being on for a good chunk of this match. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
If I was a tech guy, I would be making a lot more money than I do. If I knew how to do technical things.
Oh. Still to come, T.Y. Jackson and Mars the specialist. Of course, the former holder of the very title we are battling for tonight.
That T.Y. Jackson and Mars the specialist match was a lot of fun, but Mars scared the ever-loving hell out of me.
How?
I will send you a clip, but actually we've got it here as a YouTube short. But Mars dove out of the ring and took a big old kick from T.Y. Jackson and ended up hitting his shoulder and then hitting his head on the ground. So he had a big old ouchie. A big old ouchie.
Triple threat match tomorrow, Boris. And why is it Jack Pride? And I'm not just saying this to bitch out on making a pick, but there's just so much emotion in that match. Whoever can control it the most, I think.
My back feels bruised, dude. I'm not meant for... Well, no, I am. Like, I have to. It's the Descendants tonight. There's not a chance that I'm not going to be in the mosh pit. But I'm... It's one of those, I'm borrowing some happiness from tomorrow for today, you know? Because we'll just have to get through it. We're just going to have to get through it. Ow.
I mean, that's something to say about today's Michael Richard Blais when he's willing to go to the hair and skirt the rules to be able to get a win over his best friend, Taryn from accounting. And again, Taryn locking on that side headlock. Blais again looking for a counter, getting a little bit frustrated.
I'm going to take this moment real quick because I don't know where my dog is and I can grab some more coffee. Talk amongst yourselves.
I'm in charge. Let's party. Let's burn it to the ground. Everyone, post your most problematic takes in the chat. I'm just going to start playing NFL highlights. Let's bankrupt Spencer. Oh, I'm doing great. Spent the weekend watching the Olympics. Sort of a low-key weekend. How are you doing, Nathan? How's your weekend treating you?
Post your most problematic takes in the chat.
Yeah.
That is a sentence I never want to hear again. I never want to hear that ever again in my life. It's like, just answer these 3 questions. What's your credit card number? What is your mailing address? Why do I sound like Dora the Explorer? Swiper, no swiping. Again, just another little... Why is this breakdancer? Like, it's my favorite thing. Ray gun?
Yeah.
Swiper, no swiping.
Like, because I was also, like, watching Olympics thinking to myself, like, because their team's smaller, I'm like, I wonder if there's a sport I can qualify for as a member of the Trinidadian national team.
Breakdancing.
Yep.
Like,
I didn't want to embarrass Trinidad that much.
I think the answer now, and lots of love, like diving, there's measurable ways to just be like, okay, this is good or this is bad, right? Like, how did they judge it? Like, was it just all style points?
Yeah.
Like, you can just be like, this is good, this is what's popular
too.
right now. And as long as you're a good salesperson for yourself, like, you could qualify. No, this is just what's hip right now.
Yeah. I have no idea how the scoring works to that. Like, it was 3 rounds in breakdancing.
There were 3 rounds. Was it competitive? Was it like a cappella where they were on at the same time and they had to compete with each other?
Yeah, they go like one goes and the other one goes. Although like you can also like dance on the sideline a little bit, like to taunt your opponent.
Sick. This is unbelievable.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rewatch. I'm absolutely going to. What a sport. They can't afford not to have it. They can't afford not to have it back. Nobody's been talking about the Olympics this positively in years. Don't know what it is, Rip. Anytime that sitting here going to stream, even if he's had a good WALK, sitting here staring. So huge shout out as well too to Nick Malachuk, who is like lead camera for us, because the last couple of months, I really think it's one of those things too. And how many times have you heard me say this? I always think we do things well and our footage has always looked good. But like the last few months, I think have been really our best shot footage. Really like from like 24, 25 on.
Also, your screen's working again. Look at that.
Pardon me?
There's screen's back on in the back.
See, I told you.
Yeah.
It usually took about 4 to 5 minutes for it to reboot. Because there was just, between us, and there was like a magic show, I believe, at the rec room that night as well, too, in one of their little separate rooms. So, quite literally, I was just told the problem was there were a lot of places that were drawing power.
Also, that sign drew some mild controversy from Speedball in his...
Which one?
The poster for the kids camp. He was just wondering, like, if it was AI or not.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I don't, in the nicest of ways, I don't touch the clandestine graphics.
Yeah.
That is not under Zach and I's contract. Anyways, that was Michael Richard Blais versus Taryn from accounting. Brew, please don't bite my chair. Thank you. They're a lot of fun, man. Like I said, if you got the opportunity to come out to the Thursday night shows, because our Friday night shows, I can understand it's a tough economy right now. If you want to come out and get a little taster of Love Pro on a Thursday night for an inexpensive ticket, we'll convince you to come out to our Friday night events, because I'm quite fond of them, is the best way that I can put it without starting to ramble too much. So come check us out. The next event from the Clandestine Wrestling Society is Thursday, August 29th. Of course, Friday, August 30th, we've got LPW 29 somewhere between the ringside and the rafters, which I'm excited for. I'm hopefully, knock on wood, getting to see Social Distortion next month. They've actually had a couple of times they were supposed to be here and postponed now, so I'm hoping to see them. It's a good couple of weeks for punk rock.
Yeah.
It's a good couple of months, because I think Bad Religion's here on October 12th, too.
Shit.
Yeah. It's kind of nice. Edmonton's starting to become like a bit of a, not like a destination city yet. We're not like getting Taylor Swift, you know what I mean? But we're getting there. Like, I can actually be excited when people say North American tour, and that's why it gets so frustrating when it's only Toronto at this point. What can you do? So pick up your tickets for those at Tixr, TIXR.com/love wrestling, or, you know, if you want to come and see us a little bit earlier than that, stay tuned as I pull up. You know what? I'm just going to use this one. Come out to West Edmonton Brawl this Saturday, August 17th, featuring an all-star matchup between the Clandestine Society and the Intangible Short Kings. A meet and greet with Rob Van Dam, a triple threat between Gigi Ray, Jasmine Allure, and Nicole Matthews, the Voros Twins versus Paralira, and a couple of more matches that if you've kept your eyes open or you've come out to the last couple of shows, you know about already. But stay tuned for some match announcements and some more cool stuff coming throughout the week. Oh, weird. Sorry. Dogs are distracting, man. They just always are. Lawrence, where can the people find you before we plug everything here that we've got coming up on Love Wrestling?
You can find me at KartSayNDG on all the socials and back here every Sunday right here on the Brunch Gimmick.
Heck yeah, you can. It's good to see you as always. I think we got a good rhythm. I haven't missed in a few weeks unless I've had to, which is kind of nice. which is, of course. If you want to follow us wherever podcasts are played, videos are viewed, or awesome content is created by awesome people, follow us at Love Wrestling CA. If you want to support a little bit extra, head to patreon.com/LoveWrestlingCA. We've got a lot of extra stuff coming up there over the next little bit, and we are continuing to try and build that out because you guys mean a lot to us when you choose to support. So if you choose to support us a little bit extra, it is always, always, always appreciated. Make sure you check out the couple of interviews that we had here over the last couple of weeks from SummerSlam specifically. Super, super pumped for JPJ and Pluggo getting out and having what looked to be a great time. What looked to be and sounded like a great time if you tuned into Between Two Beards last Thursday in Cleveland, and they did a great job on the interview end of things. So we've got interviews up there right now with Gunther, with DIY, with Baron Corbin, with Bailey, and with Braun Breaker. I think those were the 5 that we've got going on from that. So if you guys have the opportunity, check those out. They're really, really great. Super pumped for those guys. But however you choose to support, whenever you choose to support, whether you're watching us live, whether you're tuning into a post stream or anything in between, thank you all for being here. Thank you for continuing to support Love Wrestling. We'll be back here next Sunday. Same bat time, same bat channel. For Lawrence, I have been and will continue to be Spencer Love. We'll see you on the next one.